Okay, here's the dummy's guide for a couple of things going on around the world. Half of Sudan, which is 25 million people, don't have food, water, fuel, or medicine. Out of the 25 million, 14 million of that is children. They are also experiencing the largest displacement in the entire world, with 8 million of those people seeking refuge and not having shelter. You can donate here. Congo is facing one of the longest humanitarian crises in history, with armed forces attacking and killing thousands of innocent civilians, causing families to try to flee, seek shelter in schools, churches, or even camps. Haiti is experiencing deadly gang violence, including lynchings, stonings, mutilation, and people being burned alive. The corruption of the government has basically made law non-existent. Over 5 million Haitians need help. Here's the link that you can donate to each country, and the money that I make from this video, I will match it, split it 3 ways, and donate it to each of those as well. No humanitarian crisis is more important than any other. They all deserve help, they all deserve aid, and they all deserve attention. Anything that you could give, even if it's a $2, is helpful. And even if you can't give aid in a monetary sense, please, this is not your fault. Don't feel guilty. Knowledge is power, and you even knowing a little bit is help.
I keep having this download that community is going to replace money because community is the new form of income. And when we collectively realize this, that's when the people at the top will no longer have power. If we want to overthrow the elites, it's not going to happen by force. We would lose. However, if we came together and hit them where it hurts, we would have a better chance. Do you all remember back in 2020 when those Redditors beat Wall Street at their own game? And yes, I'm balancing on a tree. These investors were betting that GameStop stock would fail, so a group of individual investors came together to target those hedge funds and brought up the stock of GameStop. This caused those hedge funds to lose billions of dollars. Once the Redditors realized the power they had collectively, they started to do this with other stocks. And they were gaslit into believing it was illegal when they were just beating Wall Street at their own game. Now, even though the people at the top put in different regulations to stop this, they still gave us the blueprint of how to shift the dynamic of power. It's through community. Community is the new currency. The reason they divide us through things like race, politics, and religion is because they want us looking at each other as the enemy, not them. We all have the power united, not divided. The thing about a revolution is it is a collective effort. We all have to get organized. This means grow your own food, trade assets, skills, and labor amongst your community to choke the elites who benefit off of your labor. You all may not realize this, but you all have the power to change the world collectively if you put pride and ego to the side and operate on a frequency of love for one another.
What's about to happen. It's about to be May 13th. I do not have the money to stay in my storage unit. Today's the last night I'm gonna have my storage unit. I pray to God for favor or for a miracle to see if I could stay there for an extra month. If not, I was just trusting God's plan.
To the people of this app who are doing the celebrity block trend where we're just straight up blocking these out of touch with reality celebrities, I commend you. Because listen, if there's anything that I'm good at, it's being a professional hater. So if you're telling me that the move is to block celebrities who can afford $75,000 a ticket to the Met Gala while the rest of us are out here trying to keep our heads above water, I'm all for it. Let's take down District 1. You have my vote. I do have one question though. Why is it that we can't take this same energy and put it towards people like politicians or greedy CEOs? Why is it that the only time the people can band together is when it's trendy to do so on TikTok? Like, this whole celebrity blockout thing is a wonderful idea. Stop giving them views and attention and their revenue streams will go down. It's a brilliant idea. But what about the ding-dongs in Washington who pass bills in the middle of the night that only benefit their geriatric dinosaur wallets? Could we not all get together and do something even crazier? Like, I don't know, maybe refuse to pay taxes, or maybe we pick a month where nobody spends a a single dollar on a mega corporation who rakes in billions of dollars a year, but their own employees can't even afford rent. I just wish we took this same energy that we have on TikTok to block celebrities or annoying influencers, but not the people who have actual impact on our day-to-day lives. Think about it. There was a girl on this app, Hope, I believe her name was, who made an insensitive comment about not wanting to date a guy simply because he was a guy that worked at a pizza place. And the entire internet came for this woman like a storm. Not saying she didn't deserve it, but what I am saying is when our political leaders say something stupid, or when these greedy CEOs do something stupid or say something stupid, we really don't do anything about it except talk about it. So look, I'm all for this celebrity block trend. Let's make us regular folks the celebrities, okay? Let's block them and give us some of that money so that we can better our lives. But at the same time, let's start coming up with some actions to band together to block the people who have actual influence on our lives, the people who have been doing a piss poor job at it. Because I'll tell you what, if I have to continue paying $4 for a single hash brown at McDonald's, I'm gonna...
I think something that I need to start doing, like that man said, because it's been a minute since I touched these episodes, touched these vlogs. Ever since their facelift, I've been delighting at editing the vlogs. But I just been, really away from the vlogs, not really editing them this past week. And now that I've come back to it, I'm seeing all of the things that I forgot about. Like the confirmation of how I just finished a race that God gave me that in my spirit. Then he has sent prophets to confirm it. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm leaning on my own understanding a lot, hence the 6-6 and the 666 and the 6666 that we just saw earlier. And with what I'm seeing in the vlogs now, maybe I need to get back in expectation, because like that man said in, what was it, V4, V3, V4, V5, you diss your appointment when you pray a certain type of way, when you don't really look forward to it. So I think I'm going to start expecting my breakthrough, you know what I'm saying, instead of being like, oh, it'll happen when it happens, it'll happen in June, and that's fine, I'm close, time is flying by. But with what I'm saying, I don't want to leave my own understanding, and I do that because I don't want to get my hopes up, right? But maybe I just need to do something different, because I was praying to the Lord about that too. I was like, Lord, help me to move differently, to get up out of this mindset of lack, of this wilderness mindset, because there, I'm still very much doing that. But to make a long story short, I am thinking like maybe I do need to be expecting, because I almost took out that screenshot in 5 where she said the wealth transfer had happened, but then I thought back to it. I cannot let my bad mood, or not my bad mood, but I would say my disbelief of that, cause me to take stuff out, because of the fact that I literally, like I told you guys, was getting up, checking my cash app, because I just felt so strongly that it truly was happening. And something that I did not tell you guys, because I was not necessarily in disbelief, but doubting it. I want to say 2 days ago, I felt something hit the atmosphere. And something had transpired in the spirit a couple of days ago. I want to say around May 10th, I believe. May 10th or 11th. This, I believe, when something happened in the spirit. I don't know. Don't want to lean on my own understanding about what that could mean, but something is definitely happening. I just don't know what. I don't even know what I want anymore. I used to have big goals and big dreams, and I used to just want. And now that it's time for me to do that, I don't know how to. I used to want a big mansion for no reason. Now it's like, oh God, I don't need that. It's just me. It's just gonna be me, maybe Brian. I don't need a big old house. I'll settle for this nice little apartment. And I really will settle for a nice apartment or a nice smaller house. But I used to go for mansions, like $10 million mansions. I used to want Lamborghinis and to fly everywhere and to have big old houses, and I don't, and I need to get back to that. It's just that something has happened to me where I'm trying to think realistically, where I'm playing God down to ensure that I don't get disappointed if I don't get it. That's why I prayed those prayers the way I did. God, you do what you want to do for me, because it's exhausting to try and change my mindset to believe bigger again. I want to look up a $10 million house, but am I going to get that house? What's the point of putting in all that work to look up this type of house and this type of car when God's going to give me something better? Or not that, but something I'm still going to be grateful for and happy to have. It just seems like so much work to me now.
It's usually correlating with that moon cycle. Now, The sun, what does it mean for the sun to strike you? Well, let me tell you something. If you don't govern the moon and the sun, the moon and the sun will govern you. Astrology is how the enemy uses cosmic powers, the moon, the sun, and the stars, to attack you, the church, the church of the living God. I'm giving you a mystery here. So if you and I don't take power over this cosmic realm, this supernatural realm, and govern the sun, the moon, and the stars, these cosmic powers, these wicked rulers, will actually begin to be used by principalities and powers in heavenly places to govern us. There's a reason Baal is recited as the sun god, in Semiramis, the moon god. There's a reason most nations are moon cities. Islamic nations are moon cities. That's why you see the moon on their flags. Western cultures are sun and star cities. That's why you see the sun and the stars on their flag. Now, these things are important. You see Joshua, when he's at Ai, what is he doing? He's holding up his spear. He's commanding the sun and the moon to stop so that the children of God have more time to win their battle. So even these men of God understood, I need a prayer life. I've got to govern. I've got to rule over the celestial bodies. I've got to have spiritual rulership and spiritual authority. This affects your children, it affects your finances, it affects everything. Well, what about the sun? What does the sun affect? What's the power of the sun? Well, the Bible actually says that Solomon, who lived a life above the sun in heavenly places with Christ Jesus, he lived in the realm of God's light, the realm of God's glory, chose to live life under the sun. He wrote a whole book. Read it now. What's the name of the book? Somebody type it in the comments. That's right. It's called the Book of Ecclesiastes. The Book of Ecclesiastes is a book of a man who chose to live life under the sun. Have you noticed when he wrote the book, every chapter, life under the sun is horrible. Life under the sun is cruel. I've noticed, he said, that living under the sun, the race is not to the swift, the battle is not to the strong, nor does wealth belong to men of understanding. Did you see it? So under the sun, the enemy uses cosmic powers to make sure that even though you have graduated with a degree and honors, you still don't have a job. Even though you are so beautiful, anyone should want to marry you, you're still not married. Even though you are smart, you still aren't getting A grades. Even though you're swift, you're still not getting into the football team, because the enemy uses these cosmic powers to subjugate humanity. And that's why the Bible talks about not worshiping the sun and the moon, because you're actually worshiping demons. And the enemy uses the pull of this cosmic power. That's why witches call upon the cosmic energies of the sun and the moon. These things are real, to subjugate and shut down the church. This is why your prayer life is so important. You know, when God wanted to start a faith group, he didn't call for a preacher. He called for a businessman called Abraham. The first father of our faith was a businessman, not a pastor, not a preacher. And that preacher had to have kingdom authority, kingdom rulership.
So in a span of 3 days, Macklemore releases a banger of an anthem. Then the Met Gala happens, which is the real life Hunger Games. Then Haley Bailey makes a video telling all of us to eat cake, which pisses off the wrong generation, especially a TikTok generation. A revolution starts, an uprising starts. Then now we're all banning celebrities. Kim Kardashian lost 9 million followers. Everyone's going against Selena Gomez, Taylor Swift. The Swifties are turned on her. No one's off limits right now. And the generation that is standing up right now is making...
That literally reminded me. I had a dream so long ago. Not so long ago. I don't know when. I want to say, I can't remember, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I can't remember if it was this year, I think of last year. All I know is that people was begging me to release June 2023's footage. I remember that dream. Like, people was like, upload it. Because y'all went to my Instagram, y'all saw the rainbow. Y'all had, I'm getting chills with it. Ooh, Holy Spirit. There's something that's about to happen in June. Like, I know this. I've lived this. I'm not really here. Here's the thing, another thing. I've been really doubting if 2023 was truly my appointed time. Maybe that's just something the devil wants me to believe so I can live in that mentality. Because when I look back, I'm like, I literally get here for like 5 seconds and then boom, somebody's at the door. It never fails.
Everybody was just like, edit and upload what happened on June 25th, 2023, because it's going to connect to June 20. I'm assuming it's going to connect to June this year. Again. So I know people was like, upload it, because I remember it was an influx of people in my Instagram, you know, like people were wanting to see something of mine, or, you know, to see more dots are about to connect from, you know, across the years, and they will. Okay, y'all, so I'm supposed to be moving out of the storage unit tonight. I'm gonna try something tomorrow, but I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna ask for favor from God and see what happens. I fully thought that I was doing too numbers with the numbers that I'd be seeing until I looked on prophetic numbers, the playlist from Kingdom Love Ministries, and literally see that every single number that I think that I'm tripping when it comes to is literally posted here. I'm sure I don't see 44, okay? These are all numbers that I see. And I've been here before, but I've never been to her playlist side of it all. Like, wow.
It wasn't nothing but deception. So about a year ago, the Holy Spirit led me to the lost books. Yeah, I was a little iffy about it because the way I grew up. Needless to say, I'm in the midst of breaking these generational curses.
Apocryphal is
what they don't tell you about homosexuality.
When we hear people talk about scriptures,
just give y'all the know. So I'm moving out of the unit today because I ended up talking to the guy, you know, trying to do that thing with favor, right? And basically, in a week, they're gonna lock me out regardless. You know, the only problem that I have with the storage unit, and the reason why I wanted somebody is because I don't want to have my stuff outside, but I'm literally feel like I'm being given the peace to just not worry about it. And none of the options that I was given was pleasing, unless he was gonna say, I'll give you 1 month for free. It just doesn't seem like it's worth it, you know, because I felt convicted about it after I talked to that man about it. I was like, Lord, I don't think you want me to stay in this unit, you know, because I was gonna stay in there 1 extra week, but something about that ain't sitting right with me. But it just feels like I'm delaying the inevitable. Now that can mean multiple different things. I'm going to have to move out of that unit either today or a week from now. It don't feel worth it to me. It feels like just rip the Band-Aid off.
So what is the faith that you have right now? Because God cannot move without your faith. If you have faith right now that you are in lack, or that you are in poverty, or that you have no finances, I want you to be aware that you are emitting, like you're putting out a faith right now of expecting lack, of expecting poverty. And I need you to change your faith, because now faith is. Right now, faith is. The faith that you have right now is emitting. And so I need you to emit faith that God is, expectant faith that God is providing, that he's providing right now. Because now faith is. And now faith is also the reality. Do you understand? Do you catch what I'm saying here in the name of Jesus? Catch what I'm saying by the Spirit. Now faith is the reality. Right now, you have a faith that is emitting your reality. And so this is why we also have to pay attention to a lot of the things that we hear, the things that we intake. We have to be aware of different prophecies that we're listening to, because everything is on a different timeline. You could grab onto a prophecy that is emitting 10-year faith. And then because you're grabbing onto that prophecy, that 10-year faith is going to be your portion. But you can also grab onto something that God is doing something right now. And you have to be able to have the, see in the spirit and hear by the spirit. I'm grabbing onto that now faith, because we don't have time to waste. God's coming back real quick. I don't know if you guys feel the urgency in the spirit, but we don't have time to waste. And so I believe that this word was for somebody. If it was for you, please share it with somebody that it'll help them.
Alright, you guys, I done got everything packed up. That's trash. Y'all, I'm all packed up. I'm about to just, pray in the unit and then get ready to leave in a little bit. There was always this one spot that I thought about when it came to, hikes. So, like, every time I thought about where I would hike my stuff, it was always the same spot. So I put it there. And now I'm on my way to take a shower. Time has been flying by. Like, May started 5 days ago and it's the 15th. Something that I've been wanting to really tell you guys. Oh my gosh, I keep saying 44. Usually, like, it's attached to something, but I only pay attention to the 44. It's like I know that this is, it can be 944, and I'm gonna be like, it's the 44 for me. I have been, like, increasingly happy because I have been leaning on my own understanding to a degree, but June is almost here. And I know that something big is gonna happen in June. Like, I know that. I just feel like something is here. Like, I'm in that time of, like, something big is about to happen. Like, something amazing is about to happen. Like, I just been feeling it.